Video games. They're a gateway to adventure, to excitement, and apparently to some of the weirdest concoctions humanity's ever conceived. You know, one day you're just having fun playing some Pong with the boys. You blink. Well, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, because today we're diving deep into the digital fever dream that is the weirdest and downright bizarre video game cameos to ever exist. So strap in, because trust me, it's going to get really, really weird. Fight Club. Fight Club the movie, being released in 1999, still to this day is widely regarded as one of the best movies of all time. So of course, with the movie being such a big hit, there had to be a video game to go along with it. And thus, video game developers Genuine Games signed on to this very, very big task of living up to the movie. Now, Genuine Games were the masterminds behind 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Okay.
And nothing else. No, literally, this is the second game they ever made. So how did it go wrong? Well, the game released in 2004 with some questionable gameplay.
I'm Bob.
Hi, Bob.
It's, testicular cancer.
Cancer gives you those. Okay, who's in charge here? I'm looking for Tyler.
I don't know any Tyler. And I definitely don't know you.
Look, we're not here to criticize games, we're talking about cameos. I mean, let's look at the factors at the time, right? The year's 2004, boxing is still in a pretty hot period at this point. You got the dark, gritty atmosphere of Fight Club, and I mean, it's a fighting game. And look, so just adding these things together, of course the game was due for a secret unlockable fighter. Someone that you could really, really fear. Yeah, anyways, f all that. Here's Fred Durst. Complete with his signature backwards red cap, you can find yourself unlocking the renowned singer via completing the story mode. And I mean, look, I tell you what, dude, like for a game made in 2004, his model actually looks pretty fantastic, right? I mean, look, his tattoos, his body hair. Where's his chin strap? This is not Fred Durst. He just looks like a generic trucker that just ends every sentence with, "Look, I'm not racist, but..." You know, the funny thing about all this is that when Limp Bizkit signs with another company that's making a video game and they want to license the music, it's written in the contract that Fred Durst has to be an unlockable character. That's why you see him in WWF SmackDown, Just Bring It, WWF Raw, and here now with Fight Club. Moving on to our next game, we have UFC Undisputed 2010. And look, I love this game. I love this game so fucking much. I remember there was a match that me and my brother had. I think I was Frank Mir and he was Brock Lesnar. We touched gloves, and like, I don't know what it was about that moment in time. I was 8 and I was ready. I was in the zone. And I just fucking sprinted at him. Like that one police officer from that one movie, I'll put it up. And I hit a flying knee, and then that was it. Coolest thing ever, dude. Now, if you go into the main menu of the game and you enter right, up, left, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, X, Y, Y, X, start, you can play as the kickboxing legend himself, Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, dude. It's so cool. Standing at 7'1" and weighing 265 pounds, the man is massive. I mean, seriously, he's taller than the Cage. I mean, from what I saw, he's got pretty mediocre stats, but dude, who gives a shit? You're playing as Shaq. And I understand that this was made a bit later, so obviously the models are going to look a little bit better, but this model, like, is insane. Moving on to our next game, I actually kind of really wasn't planning on putting this in the list, but at the same time, I don't think you can have a list like this and just not include it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, of course I'm talking about the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, but not just 1 or 2 or 3 games. I'm talking about the entire franchise. Okay, if you're unaware with the Tony Hawk skateboarding games, play them now. It is an absolute staple in the Tony Hawk's games to have secret unlockable characters. So before I begin recapping every single secret character in the Tony Hawk's franchise, I'll just let you know right now that I'm not going in depth at all. Because 100% by the end of it, my face will just look like Tito Ortiz going through 9Gs. So without further ado, here's every single Tony Hawk's Pro Skater crossover. Spider-Man, Darth Maul, Wolverine, Heli Slater, and X-Ray, Doom Guy, Eddie the mascot from Iron Maiden, Jango Fett, Jenna Jameson under the character name Daisy, And I'm aware that some viewers right now might not know who Jenna Jameson was or is. I will not say her profession here, but I will say that I heavily respect her and the duty she's done for this world. Moving on, we got Iron Man, Gene Simmons from Kiss, Wee Man, Benjamin Franklin, Shrek, Call of Duty Soldier, Phil Margera, Steve-O, Nick from the game True Crime Streets of LA, Bigfoot, the lead singer from Green Day, Lil Jon, Travis Barker, Jason Lee, who by the way is the dad from Alvin and the Chipmunks, or Earl from My Name is Earl, Judy from Guitar Hero 3, King Graham from the King's Quest series, Lil Wayne, Tyler the Creator, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, James Hetfield and Robert Trujillo from Metallica, and finally, Officer Dick, voiced by Jack Black. Good God, I'm dreading the editing for that. Let's please move on. Now you, the viewer or subscriber or whatever you are if you're new, just do me a favor real quick and just give me all your attention just for 10 seconds. I'm going to present you with 3 photos. Now what I want you to do is comment below which one of these photos evokes the most emotion, has the most resonating feeling with you. This photo is actually why you're watching this now. I thought it was fake, and it wasn't until just a quick Google search that it's real. Now, being released only on the GameCube version, NBA Street Volume 3 is an arcade-style basketball game from 2005 that's all about the flashy moves and the crazy dunks. It's basically just a modernized version of NBA Jam. But what makes it better is that you can play as Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach. And you know, like sometimes in life you just have an experience and then you really just ponder and you just think like, wow, I really needed that. Yeah, well, that was me watching Mario hit the fattest dunk on like a 9-foot tall basketball. Oh yeah, by the way, the characters are to scale, meaning that when you're playing against these 9-10 foot tall basketballers, they're coming up to their belly button. Now the cool thing is I can actually just go on and on about the basketball games, with other NBA games featuring celebrities like Bill Clinton, Justin Bieber, or even Isaac Clarke from the Dead Space series just making an appearance, because why not? Now to finish off today's video, I've got one more game for you, that being the Japanese fighting game
Fighting Vipers.
Now this game was known for its over-the-top characters and its flashy style of fighting and its dramatic finishes with smashing your opponents through walls. But it actually didn't do too well on release, and I mean, even as of now, it's only really gotten a cult following. But I mean, how? I don't understand. It's got interactive environments, wall smashing moves, it's got armor physics. It's all pretty good, right? I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just missing something. You can play as Pepsi Man. Now for those of you who don't know Pepsi Man, which shame on you, he's basically just a Japanese mascot for the brand Pepsi. And for whatever reason, he just didn't really do too well over there. Which sucks, because I mean, look at him. It's cool as fuck. They basically stopped all branding of Pepsi Man straight away after it came out. It only really lasted a couple of years. I mean, they even tried making a Pepsi Man PS1 video game, which ended up being one of the worst games of all time. Exclusive only to the Japanese version of the Saturn, you could just play as Pepsi Man. And look how cool this is. When you end up finishing off an opponent, it has the little Pepsi Man jingle like at the end of the ad. Alright ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this video. If you liked the video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And comment below what you thought was the most bizarre cameo. Those of you subscribed to my channel, this has been my first video in like 4 or 5 months. So I might be a little bit rusty on the edges, but you know, we'll get to it. But, bye.
Catch me, I'm falling.